Hello, my name is Jessica Frazier, and today I just want to talk to you about something that I love and a lot of you I'm sure enjoy, and that's flowers. And if you're anything like me, you have rented a house or an apartment before, and it's very difficult to enjoy flowers and to plant them if you know you're going to move and you can't take them with you, or if you're in an apartment and you don't have a lot of room. So the solution that I've come up with is a portable flower garden. That way you can enjoy the wonderful flowers and you get to take them with you when you move to your new home. The first step when preparing for a portable flower garden is to research. You should research your pots. There are two main types of pots that are out there, and they are plastic and ceramic. The plastic pots, they're going to be cheaper and they are going to hold water longer, which is great in the Texas heat. The ceramic pots are heavier duty, they're a little more durable, but they are more expensive. You need to make sure whichever type of pot you get, you make sure it has a drainage hole in the bottom. And also the size of the pots is important. You don't want one that is too small because it won't be able to hold enough water to get your plant throughout the day. And if your pot is too big, then that defeats the purpose of a portable flower garden because the pot will be too heavy to move from place to place. And the next step in your research is you need to look into soil and additives. Your topsoil is very important. That's the main part that goes in your pot. And you need to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of sand or clay in it. And you want to have 2 to 10% of organic material. You don't want to have too much organic material because then it can cause the soil to compact and your root system won't have enough air. The next part in your soil and additives is your manure or compost, and there are many different types of manure, which chicken, rabbit, cow, horses, mushroom. If you choose a horse compost, you need to be careful because it is more susceptible to growing weeds. And also on your mushroom compost, it has a tendency to have a high level of salt. We learned this from our Lowe's garden specialist, Jessica, who was very informative and helpful. Other additives that you look at are food, especially if you have a plant that needs to have food like roses. And they also offer many different types of Miracle-Gro sort of products that help deepen the root system. And we also learned from Amanda Switzer from homegarden.about.com that we should add a layer of gravel to the bottom of our pots for drainage. The next part is the best part and the most fun part in research, and that's your flowers. There are thousands of types of different flowers. It all depends on what you're looking for, what you enjoy, and what's great for your area. You also need to look at plant timing. You can look at the Old Farmer's Almanac, and they have a great garden section that tells you when you should plant certain flowers according to the zone that you live in. And in our zone here in Texas, north of Houston, most of plants should be planted from February to May. There are different plants in different times. Just look up your plant and you can look it up on the Old Farmer's Almanac. You also need to check on your flowers' needs. If they need full sun or partial sun, or if they need shade, if they need a well-drained area, or if they need lots of water, and any kind of food that they need. The next step in your portable flower garden is your preparation. You need to go to the store and purchase all of the products that you need. Your topsoil, your manure, your pot, which your pot can range from little bitty to big and from a couple dollars to hundreds of dollars. You also need to look at your flowers, and flowers range from a couple dollars up to $25 or so at your home box store for a flat. If you go to a garden center, you're going to get about 48 plants to a flat, and you can mix and match, and the prices are going to vary. In your local home garden store, you're going to get 12 to 30 plants depending on what kind of plant they have. The next step that you have in your preparation is to prepare any material that you need. Sometimes there's Miracle-Gro or other additives that are like that need to be prepared first and mixed. And if your flowers need any kind of preparation, you should do this beforehand. The next step is important, and that is the planting process. You need to get your pot out, and we're going to put gloves on, And we are going to make sure that our pot is clean, which I've already done. I've already washed my pot out and let it air dry. Next, we are going to take our gravel and we are going to line the bottom of our pot with gravel so that the water drains out of our pot correctly. Next, we're going to take our topsoil and our portion of cow manure is what we chose to go with, and we're going to mix it completely. And we want to do that so that the root system aren't shocked by the manure or any other additives that you decide to put in your mixture. You should mix that all now. We're going to go ahead and also add some water to the mixture to help compact it evenly before we plant our flowers. The next step is to actually plant our flowers. And the first step in that is choosing where we are going to place our flowers in the pot. Once we choose that, we are going to dig a small hole that's about 1.5 times larger than our actual plant. We are going to pick our flowers up and slowly separate, very carefully, separate the root system and place it in the flower pot. And then you take your soil and compact it around to keep your flower in an upright position. And our flowers are planted in our pot. The next step is very important, and it goes back to the research that you did and on deciding where to place our pot. If your plant needs full sun or partial sun or shade, that depends on where you should put your plant so that it has the best chance for survival. And you also need to remember what the upkeep of your flower is, how much water it needs, and if it needs any extra food. Some flowers do not, but like roses and other higher maintenance plants, they do need food, so you need to make sure that you check into that. The last step of potting our plant into our pot is to clean up our area. We need to clean up our area, put everything up in the place where it goes. For a review is that I just want to go over the cost. Our soil, topsoil, at our local home improvement store costs about 94 cents for a bag, and manure costs about $1.24 for a bag. You can probably get 3 good sized pots like the one we did here out of one bag. And pots cost anywhere from a couple dollars for the plastic ones all the way up into hundreds of dollars for very nice decorative ceramic pots. Your flowers are going to cost anywhere from a couple dollars up to about $25 or so, depending on what plants and where you get them and how many. And just to go over everything that we've went over, you know, this is just the portable flower garden. It's great for renters. It helps you introduce color to your surroundings. You get the fragrance and the beauty of your flowers. And the portable flower garden, it's movable, it's temporary, and if just like our Texas weather always changes from day to day, or you wait a couple hours and it'll change, you can move your plants inside if the weather gets too harsh outside. Thank you very much for listening on how to put together a portable flower garden.